Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to another edition of Xbox Beyond the Box. I'm your host, Dragon Dust. Today we're going to be talking about something that Sony absolutely hates to talk about. It's backwards compatibility. You know, the 360 games that you can play on the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, and even the Xbox One X. And hell, now we've heard that Phil Spencer is talking about bringing back some of our old favorites from the original Xbox. Can you imagine, people? Games like Jade Empire, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, or even Mech Warrior, one of my all-time favorite mech games, finally on next-gen consoles. It would be so kick-ass. So sit back, grab you a drink, grab you the one you love, hold them tight. Here we go, backwards compatibility on Xbox Beyond the Box. Ladies and gentlemen of the gaming community, let's talk backwards compatibility. Because I'm pretty sure that Sony originally started this idea. I remember the PlayStation 3 actually had backwards compatibility to the PlayStation 2. Now that was really a great idea. That could have sold a lot more for the PlayStation 3, but a lot of people consider PlayStation 3 the failure to the Xbox 360. And of course, the PlayStation 4, the successor over the Xbox One. But we're not here to talk console wars, we're talking backwards compatibility. And what it boils down to is take a look at the game I'm playing right now, Dragon Age Origins. Started out Xbox 360, playing it on the Xbox One, plan to play it on the Xbox One S, and if I get lucky enough later down the road, I hope to play it on the Xbox One X. And that's the beauty of it. I can go out and pick this game up at any time for about $3 or $4, and I've got it. I don't have to wait for a game to be remade of it, that fits on the next gen console, and it's going to cost me $65, $70. And there's a ton of great games for the 360 that are coming up, hitting backwards compatibility. We're talking the Fable series. The original Fable 1 is actually coming to Xbox One. I cannot wait to return to that game. It's one of the games I cut my teeth on along with Halo. When I first got my first Xbox, it was a great time in gaming. I was basically a gaming virgin then. And hell, my life exploded. Got lost in a lot of worlds back then. So with that being said, why did Sony drop the program? I really don't understand this. Now, I know some people, as far as Sony fans, are probably going to be going, well, we don't need backwards compatibility. We're focused too much on new games coming out. Well, you might be. But there's some of us that are on a limited budget who would like to return back to the older games, enjoy a little bit of gaming. Hell, I get real nostalgic when I go back to Dragon Age Origins. It's just one of those feelings that rushes over you. And especially when you're 40 years old, man. Because the newer games are just blowing your mind anyway. You need time to go back to something relax, have a cup of tea, enjoy a backwards compatible game. Now, I'm not knocking Sony by no means. I'm not knocking Nintendo because, hell, I don't even know if Nintendo has Dragon Age. I don't know what their backwards compatible status is. I fucking hate Nintendo in truth, and it's not so much the console as it is fucking Mario Brothers. I never could stand that damn game. I hated it since the original Nintendo. But we're not here to talk about, Nintendo. We're here to talk about backwards compatible. Okay, stay on subject here. But one of the things I do love about backwards compatible games is they're sitting out floating around in various bargain bins. You pick them up for a couple of dollars, and you've got the game right there on the next gen console. And there's other games coming up. Phil Spencer is not just stopping at Xbox 360. He wants to go back to the original Xbox library. And who knows, I would love to get my hands a hold of Mech Warrior. Now, I said that earlier in the episode, and it still holds true right now. Mech Warrior was one of those definitive mech shooting games. A lot of people still talk about it. It would be great to have it on this generation console, or hell, even a sequel for that matter. Microsoft, hope you're listening. And that's another thing. Microsoft listens to the fans. Fans cried out, we want backwards compatibility. We want our 360 games on the Xbox One. And guess what? We fucking got it. Now, fans can go to Sony and cry all they want. They really don't give the fans what they want. Microsoft has a page dedicated to us where we bring ideas to their attention. It gets voted on, and if it gets enough votes, Microsoft will do their damnedest to make it happen for us. Why? Because they're about the gamers. They're not about their corporation as much as they are giving us what we want. They know if we want it and it'll sell, they'll give it to us. Sony, on the other hand, has really missed an opportunity with their backwards compatibility. And with that being said, we're going to move on to the closing statements of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. If you have, smash that like button just as hard as you fucking can. And give us a subscribe if you haven't already. We thank you for it. It helps out our channel immensely. We're trying to grow the brand. So, on to the closing statements. Ladies and gentlemen, we here at Xbox Beyond the Box want to leave you with some final thoughts. Number one is, we're not trying to start a console war with Sony or Nintendo. At the end of the day, we're gamers. And at the end of the day, we just wanted to point out that backwards compatibility should be a part of all cultures. Because let's face it, if you want it bad enough, the company needs to listen. Why? Because you're the one that pays their salary at the end of the day. It's like with Microsoft. They have to listen or they're going to lose profits because fans will stop buying their shit. We have options out there. Let's face it, we could run over to PlayStation if we wanted. And a lot of us are going to own, both the PlayStation and the Xbox. Why? Because there's so many damn great games on both consoles. It is an amazing time to be a gamer, y'all. And granted, there's exclusives on both sides. And for those of you who start this bullshit about Xbox not having any exclusives, take a look at the fucking Halo series or Gears of War. Those are two big name exclusives that I can name off the top of my head. Don't start that bullshit with me. It's not, an option. Let's face it, we're gamers. We're going to love our games, we're going to love our consoles, but we don't need to hate on each other for it. So with that being said, is backwards compatibility a great idea? In my personal opinion, yes. Right here's Mass Effect. It's another proof that I love the backwards compatibility feature. This started out on the Xbox 360. I'm playing it on the Xbox One, and I look forward to playing it on the Xbox One S and Xbox One X. So with that being said, hey y'all, I'm Dragon Dust. This is Xbox Beyond the Box. We hope you have a lovely evening. Stay safe out there. I'm out of here, y'all.